The car industry is going through a massive, massive shift right now. But what's really fascinating is that this revolution, it's not really about horsepower or speed. It's about philosophy. We're watching this incredible clash of titans, the 100-year-old manufacturing giants against a whole new breed of tech challengers. And what's at stake? Well, it's pretty much the soul of the automobile itself.
And it really all boils down to this one single question. Is a car a product you buy, or is it a service you subscribe to? I mean, think about it. When you get a new car, are you just buying a finished product? Like a refrigerator or a washing machine? Or are you actually starting a long-term relationship with a service, kind of like you do with your smartphone? The answer to that question is changing literally everything.
So to really get our heads around what's happening, we've got to step into two completely different worlds, two different mindsets that are now colliding head-on.
Okay, first up, we've got the classic model, the one-time sale. For over a century, this was the only game in town. The goal was pretty straightforward. Build an awesome car, sell it for as much profit as you can, and then, well, that was kind of it. The direct relationship between the car maker and you, the customer, pretty much ended the moment you drove off the lot.
But then, along came the disruptor, the life cycle value model. And with this, you need to think of your car less like a machine and more like a smartphone on wheels. The physical car, the hardware, that's just the starting point. It's really a platform designed to keep generating revenue through software updates, new features, and subscriptions for its entire life.
And right here, you can see that philosophical divide crystal clear. On one side, it's all about that initial hardware sale, making the most money you can on each car sold. But on the other side, it's all about that continuous relationship, trying to maximize the lifetime value, or LTV, of every single user. It's a huge shift from focusing on the product to focusing on the person.
Okay, so that's the philosophy, but how does this all translate into actual dollars and cents? Let's follow the money and take a look under the hood at the revenue engine.
For the traditional guys, the picture is pretty simple. The huge majority of their money, we're talking over 80%, comes from that one big moment, the initial sale of the car. Yeah, after-sale service and financing chip in a little, but their entire business is really built on one thing: moving metal off the lot. Now, check this out. For the new players, the future looks totally different. Sure, the car sale is still a big piece of the pie, but it's smaller. And look at what's filling the gap. Software, subscriptions, energy services, these could make up a massive chunk of their income. The car isn't the end product anymore. It's the start of a long-term revenue stream.
Of course, building this new model means you have to spend your money in a completely different way. And it all comes down to the cost of innovation.
This is pretty staggering, actually. Just look at the R&D spending as a percentage of revenue. A new force company like NIO pours almost 20% of its revenue right back into R&D. Now compare that to giants like Volkswagen at around 6% and Toyota at just 3.5%. It shows you they are making an incredibly aggressive bet on technology.
But, and this is a huge but, here's the other side of the coin. While the percentage might be lower, you can't ignore the sheer scale of a legacy player. Over the last 8 years, Volkswagen has spent a mind-boggling 1.09 trillion yuan on R&D. So yeah, they have absolutely enormous resources to bring to this fight.
So where is all that money actually going? Well, traditional automakers are masters of the factory. They spend their money perfecting manufacturing efficiency and managing these giant, complex supply chains. The new EV makers, they're playing a different game entirely. They're sinking huge amounts of cash upfront into expensive smart hardware, like powerful computer chips and sensors, betting that they can make that money back later with software sales. It's a classic case of optimizing for today versus investing for tomorrow.
And that massive investment in tech, well, it leads us to the most radical idea of all, the subscription future. And I'm not just talking about paying for satellite radio anymore. In this new world, you can subscribe to almost anything. The entire car could be a subscription. The battery itself can be a subscription. Advanced features, like self-driving, yep, that's another one. It's a completely new way to think about owning a car.
Let's take NIO's Battery as a Service, or BaaS, as a perfect example. It's genius, really. Step 1, you buy the car, but you don't buy the battery. Right away, you save a huge chunk of cash. Step 2, you just pay a monthly fee for the battery. And step 3, the coolest part, instead of waiting around to charge, you pull into a station and an automated system swaps your empty battery for a fully charged one in about 3 minutes.
And what about paying for the intelligence, the software itself? Well, there's no single playbook yet. Everyone's trying something different.
Tesla gives you a choice. You can pay a big one-time fee for their full self-driving, or you can subscribe monthly. NIO is pure subscription. And then you've got a company like Li Auto, which just says, hey, if you buy the car, the advanced features are included. Everyone is experimenting to see what we, the customers, will actually pay for.
So, the big question is, do these new models actually work? Well, this number really speaks for itself. Over 60% of NIO's users choose battery swapping as their main way to refuel. This isn't just some gimmick. It's a proven solution that people love, and it builds incredible loyalty.
So you've got these two clashing models, these two very different worlds. But the reality on the ground is that the lines are starting to get really blurry. We're looking at an industry that is completely in flux.
So let's just do a quick recap. On one side, you have the traditional automakers with their incredible manufacturing scale, but a more distant transactional relationship with customers. On the other side, you have the tech agility and user focus of the new EV makers. Both have huge advantages, but they also have massive risks. For the old guard, changing is slow and expensive. For the newcomers, just becoming profitable is a huge challenge. So, who wins?
Well, the answer is probably neither of them, or maybe both of them. The future's looking like a hybrid. You can already see it happening. The legacy automakers are scrambling to build world-class software teams. And at the exact same time, the EV startups are pouring billions into building massive factories, trying to master manufacturing at scale.
This quote just sums it all up perfectly. The ultimate competition will be a fusion of a tech company's user operation capabilities and a manufacturing company's scale and cost capabilities. It really is about combining the best of both of these worlds.
Which, of course, brings us all the way back to you. Because as these two worlds merge, the choices that you make as a car buyer are going to be what shapes the future. So, the next time you're out there shopping for a new vehicle, ask yourself, what are you really buying? Is it just a machine, or are you signing up for a membership?